Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm trying out something different with the microphone quality in this video, so if you are a regular viewer, if you notice something different, if it's better or worse, please let me know. So this video is going to be about why Grand Moff Gideon wants Baby Yoda so bad throughout the Mandalorian first season. Obviously, as you can tell by the title, this is a theory, not facts, but let's get right into the video. So we now know that Grand Moff Gideon was the big bad of the series looming in the background. He seems to have been pulling the strings the entire time, but it also seems as though he's a lot more interesting of a character than we originally thought. At first, he seems like the typical ruthless commander of an army of stormtroopers, obviously rising from the ashes of the Empire. We know from previous episodes that he was on a mission to capture the child, and as Werner Herzog's character said, he wanted to extract the necessary material. What that exactly means, we aren't sure, but we're going to get back to that. All we know is that he was on a mission to extract these materials and that he would not stop until he completed this mission or death stopped him. But then, of course, the big reveal at the end of the final episode of season 1, we find out that he has the Darksaber, which makes him a lot more interesting of a villain. This connects him to a lot more things than we originally thought he was connected to, and also connects the Mandalorian universe in general to a lot more things than we originally thought. It also makes him a character with an enormous amount of potential. So obviously the biggest question being asked after the finale of season 1 is, how did he get the Darksaber? But the bigger question for me is, what did he want with Baby Yoda? They set this up in season 1 to be a big reveal and then never gave us any information about it after. I think they're setting up for something big revolving around this in season 2. So as we know, the creators of The Mandalorian, Filoni and Favreau, are extremely loyal to George Lucas and his vision. They have stated many times that they enjoyed everything that George Lucas did. This includes the holiday special, which The Mandalorian has callbacks to, and also the prequels. And obviously the midi-chlorians were introduced in the prequels. But I'm sure at this point in the video you're wondering, what do midi-chlorians have to do with Grand Moff Gideon? Well, I think Grand Moff Gideon discovered the Darksaber. He probably thought it was some sort of relic, so he wanted to take it from whoever had it or wherever it was. He used an army of stormtroopers to take the saber. He became fascinated with the saber and began to research its history. He then learned, possibly from Vader or Inquisitors, why the saber existed, while not telling anyone that he was in possession of it. He then learned about Force users and how they build and use their own sabers, and how most Force users strictly relied on this weapon. Gideon then tried to train in the ways of the Force, now that he is in possession of one of these sabers, quickly coming to realize that he is not Force sensitive, and that his training is a waste of time. But he did not want to give up on this training. He wanted to become Force sensitive, and he was determined to find a way. He then began to ponder and research why certain people were born with this power. Was it genetic? He knew the Empire had ties to genetic experimentation in the past with the clones. Maybe there is a way he could take genes from one organism that is Force sensitive and mix it with a non-Force sensitive being and make them become Force sensitive. He then went deep into research on this as well, talking to everyone he knew who knew about the Force, trying to find out exactly what the Force is and where it comes from. There he discovers the truth about midi-chlorians. He discovers that midi-chlorians are the thing that's closest to being related to biological life about the Force. He then knew what he had to do. He had to extract midi-chlorians from an extremely powerful Force user and give himself these midi-chlorians. He then hired a cloning doctor from Kamino to help him out with this. He knew from his research of a species who was extremely powerful in the Force. This was Yoda's species. The only problem was, he wasn't the only one who had this idea. Many others wanted to gain the power of the Force and were already one step ahead of him. They either wanted to extract the midi-chlorians from this powerful creature or hold control of it. He finally located another one of Yoda's species that wasn't on their secret home planet. Finally, a member of the species that was actually accessible. We would come to know this creature as Baby Yoda. This is why Gideon needs Baby Yoda to gain Force sensitivity, rebuild the Empire, and take it further than Palpatine could. So that's gonna do it for this episode of Star Wars Theory. If you enjoy these theory videos, make sure you let me know in the comments. Make sure you like the video and subscribe if you're new. I hope you guys enjoy these theory videos as much as I enjoy making them, and I hope to see you on the next one.